I followed you for a long time. If you want to just tell everybody, what do you do? Because people see you, they've seen you in the past, they've seen you living in your car, they've seen you scanning books, they've seen you doing retail arbitrage, they've seen you hosting events full of hundreds of people, they've seen you traveling the world. So if you just want to kind of give people a little idea of where you've come from, what do you actually do?
Yeah, so my claim to fame is I lived in my car like 5 years ago, summer 2018. I coached wrestling that year, and it paid me $1,500. I was like listening to Gary Vee, and he was like, follow your passion, post on social media. So I was actually doing those things a little bit before selling on Amazon. Like I didn't just start posting, selling on Amazon to like become a guru or anything like that. I was posting because I listened to Gary Vee prior, and then I actually went and did wrestling because Gary Vee is like, follow your passion. My passion didn't pay me shit. And then another thing that I've always just had like an innate desire is to travel the whole world. And I didn't have any money. So I'm like, let me just start with America. I'll live in my fucking car. It's going to be okay. Like I'm tough. I've camped before. A car is better than a tent. A car, you can like, you can survive a tornado or a hurricane in a car. Like it's like a little miniature house. And so I was really grateful for the car, even though it was a shitty Toyota Corolla. And I knew Reezy Resells and Caleb Roth were making a lot of money with used books, like a lot of money. Like there's a lot of money in used books. 10% of Amazon sales are book sales. And I had already made money selling my books in college. So like I was like, okay, I've already made a few $1,000s doing this. I could probably do what Caleb's doing. Caleb went to Tulsa, Oklahoma with his wife. And in 1 weekend, they made $5,000 profit just sourcing libraries and Goodwills around Tulsa. And I'm like, if they did that in one city, I could just do that in every city in America, small towns, big towns. I could go see the Grand Canyon, Pacific Coast Highway. I've literally seen like everything out west from this trip I did. And I did 80,000 in sales my first year, probably made 30, 40 grand true net profit. But that opened the doors for me to selling everything. And it also opened doors, we don't have to get too much into it, but basically me posting on social media opened so many doors to, I run a business called restrictedinventory.com. People send me their books and it's still alive today. I've been through a ton of account shutdowns and I've sold other products on Amazon. Like I've been through a lot of shit, but my network that I've created, and I really created this network through posting on social media and going to conferences and just putting myself out there. It's kind of made me robust, and it's been beautiful over the years, going on this journey. So now I do wholesale, and I have a software company, Go-To-Lister. Been working on that for a couple of years. I still sell books, but my book business is all textbooks from restrictedinventory.com. And that was like the first time I ever monetized my audience. Like I had 5,000 Instagram followers from my travels. People were, what's this kid up to? You remember this? Like I was going to New York, I was going to Boston, I was going everywhere. And I kind of built this little following, and then I found out not everybody could sell textbooks. And so everybody sent me their textbooks and started selling them on consignment. And that made me my first true 6 figures in profit, which was an amazing feeling as like a young man.
So that 80,000 that you first made, was that generated from taking the 1,500 from your wrestling coaching job and then kind of like flipping that into more money and just kind of snowballing it until you made that 80K for that year?
I had about $1,000 in my name and then like a $4,000 Bank of America credit card. That's how I started. And I thought I could live off of $250 a month in my car. And boy, was I wrong. I was spending like $1,000 plus. I was spending like $1,500 a month, which I was like, that blew my mind back then. I remember thinking that was so much money. Now I look back, I'm like, that was actually pretty good. $1,500 is not bad.
Listen, Romer, I remember seeing your videos in the real early days, and you were teaching people how to tape up their windows so they couldn't see in if you were asleep in your car, and to always go into a Walmart parking lot because it was always well lit and you had truckers that would stop there, so it was relatively safe. I remember you telling people on the videos, you were teaching people, hey, you can essentially live out of your car because you could get a gym membership, like a $10 a month at a Planet Fitness, and take a shower every day at the gym, or you could get breakfast for free by like researching hotels and where to go to and stuff. Like I paid attention, bro, because you were one of the people that I watched when I first started retail arbitrage, and I was like, who is this guy living out of his car? And then as I watched you, you would repeatedly say, listen, because people would ask in your comments, they'd say, are you homeless or something, dude? Like, and you would like, no, like this is like my choice. I'm choosing to live in my car and travel around and see how I could work that. So much respect to that. I mean, and before
I think we just lose perspective sometimes, because the Indians lived in like teepees, which would suck. Imagine like a tornado or like a heavy storm coming. A teepee's not going to do shit. Like maybe it kind of protects you, but being in a Toyota Corolla is so much better than that.